Good evening, everybody. I'm Kane, Shayne Kane. And I'm always with the beautiful Tatyana Slavny. Happy early Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Was that a James Bond situation there?
Yeah, it was kind of.
I got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very good. Very
Awesome.
good. Very good.
Happy Valentine's Day weekend, guys.
Yeah.
We're here celebrating today from the comfort of our kitchen.
It's the only way we can get out, honey. It's the only way we can get out.
We're wearing our gala wear that we've worn once upon a time. We decided it's time to dress up and celebrate and make the best of being at home. So we decided to share this evening with you guys.
Yeah, yeah. Love is in the air, honey. Love is in the air. You know what people are loving?
What are they loving?
Buying houses.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's out shopping for houses because there's not really a lot of inventory. And this is what we wanted to talk to you tonight about. We're always using the L word, listings.
Listings.
And now we're going to be talking about the B word.
Buyers.
Yeah, because we had a lot of people commenting and wanting to understand a little bit more on what's happening on the buyer side of things in the real estate market nowadays. So we put together some information, a little bit of steps, a little bit of guides in order to help you guys better understand how you can position yourself properly in this marketplace as a buyer.
As a buyer. Let's say hello to some people. So can you switch over to that screen? I want to say hello.
Yeah, we're going to just go here. Let's see who's in. Let's see who's watching. Atlanta Gordon, good evening.
Hi.
Good evening. And
Hi,
Ali Fogel's watching.
Hi.
That's nice. And Adina.
Steven.
Steve, I want to see proof you are also wearing tux pants, Shayne. I'm sorry. There you go. There you go.
Can you see it? Can you see?
There you go.
Turn
Yeah,
around.
they're going to see.
Turn
They're
around.
going to see.
Turn
They're
around.
going to see. They're going to see.
The question is, are you wearing tuxedo shoes?
Questionable.
I also want to say hi to my father, Ilya Slavny, our team member, part of Slavny Homes. So, Добрый вечер, папуля, как дела?
There you go.
At one point, we need to get a show going in Russian for all our Russian viewers.
Yeah.
Talking about the market. That's something that we're going to do in the near future.
And then we can do French.
En français and bévrit.
And of course, and in Hebrew too.
Why
so multilingual
yes.
we are.
All right, let's get this show on the road.
Yeah.
Let's toast it tonight.
Okay, let's toast to tonight.
What are we drinking?
I always like to drink to world peace and love, and may everybody be happy and healthy.
Amen.
There you go.
Hi.
Sparkling. Okay, so we want to start off with tips on how you can win a multiple offer, because multiple offers
are the name of the game.
Name of the game right now. You really need to compete for all these listings that are out there as a buyer. So let's walk them through some quick tips in terms of how they can position themselves properly as a buyer in order to win that multiple offer.
100%. So multiple offers are the latest thing. It's very frustrating as a buyer right now in today's marketplace. You have your apps, you see a house, it's priced right. You're like, okay, let me call my realtor, my friend, whatever. Let's go see the place. And then you realize they're collecting offers, so this is not the real price that the seller wants.
Right.
So you'll get used to the idea of multiple offers. It is frustrating at first, but it's happening across the board. Whether you're in Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Aurora, going north, Toronto, the condo market's also picking up. So a lot of multiple offers happening. So you have to understand that whatever the house sells for, or property sells for today, it's a benchmark for what the next listing is going to be listed at and higher. They might want a little bit more.
Right, because prices are going up.
They are. I see a добрый вечер. Я читаю по-русски. Добрый вечер. Good evening.
Joel Katzberg's on there and Polina's on there as well. Thank you for watching us this evening, guys.
I see Leah. I see another Ilya. Paulina wants a hello. Hello.
Yes.
So
let's start off by saying that you have to go in when you make an offer.
You have to go in strong.
Yeah, come in strong. Give it your best shot.
Yes.
Right? Put your best foot forward. Yeah. Depending on how many offers are going to be on the table that night,
It might be a one-shot deal.
It might be just a one-shot deal. So put your best foot forward. That's what we can tell you. And just remind yourself that because prices are going up, that whatever you're going to be putting your best foot forward now, your value of your home is still going to go up after that point.
After that point, and looking back, 2, 3 weeks, 2 months down the line, you might be like, whoa, I got an amazing deal. Just like some of our buyers in mid-November, December, our buyers that purchased in the mid-8s, their homes are listing, or similar properties are listing the low 1s today. So you have to lock in a house, you have to lock in an opportunity.
Yes.
We're going to talk about conditions. So full disclosure, as realtors, we represent your best interest, okay? So when you purchase a freehold property, there are typically 2 conditions, two conditions that you put in the offer. So you can put in a condition on financing, meaning that, once, your offer is accepted, you have typically 5 business days to provide your paperwork to your mortgage broker.
Mortgage broker, yes.
And they give you like a pre-approval or even a mortgage commitment, which you recommend these days. The other condition is a home inspection. So a home inspector would come to the property. They would inspect the house. They would make sure you have the right insulation, the attic, the R value. Like, we have experience. We've seen homes, but I can't go in the attic and tell you how thick the insulation is. With the shingles, what's happening out there with the wind on top of the roofs.
Right.
They typically fly drones these days. They take pictures. They have thermal cameras. So they do their thing, we do ours, but it's very important to do a home inspection, and it's important to have a financing condition in there. The thing is, with multiple offers, once you start shopping around, you're going to notice that, a house that was listed that, they're collecting offers in like 5 or 6 days might have sold in 1 day. And the price is posted already. It's a firm deal. How did that happen? How did we miss that opportunity?
Right. So the best way to do that is to go in firm, right? But you have to be able to waive those conditions.
You have to be able to waive those conditions. And again, you have to be comfortable doing that. It's not for everyone. But if you want to lock in an opportunity in today's marketplace, unfortunately, you have to be a little bit more aggressive than in the past. So removing a financing condition would mean that you're comfortable that you're going to be able to close the property and get the proper financing. In order to do that, we do a little rewind. So before you even start shopping, you could speak to your mortgage broker
and get a
pre-approval.
Yes. That way you know exactly what your number is when you go and start looking for houses.
How much you can afford and what the cost of carrying is, and how far you can push. Let's say you find a fantastic property and it's like
you fall in love with it.
It's like $20,000 or $30,000 higher than you plan to pay.
Yes.
Sometimes you might be able to to push because you know that you have some wiggle room, right?
Yeah.
Again, you have to be comfortable doing that. The other part of the mortgage, the financing condition is that typically during those 5 days, the lender sends an appraiser. He assesses the value of the property to make sure that the property is worth, what you're paying for it, so that there is no shortfall. So that if you're putting 20% down and that's all you have, plus closing costs, that you're not going to be short. So having the condition is important. However, some of the buyers that you're going to be competing with are going to be going in firm. So that's some food for thought, something to consider.
Right. Now, what you can also do in terms of the inspection is actually do a pre-offer inspection. So, let's say you fall in love with this house, but you're not quite sure what's going on behind the walls. If there is a set offer date, you can maybe squeeze in a home inspection. Of course, it's going to be on your dollar, but you can get an inspector in there, take a look at the house, and then at least you have peace of mind in order to go in as a firm deal.
Yes, it's like a $300 or $400 investment, but it's very critical in your decision-making process, especially if the property is slightly older. Right.
Also, on the other hand, listing agent might actually have already an inspection already done.
Pre-listing inspection. Yeah.
Right. So they may have already done that. You can actually get it, review it, take a look at it, and make sure that that everything is kosher on your end, so you can go in firm. Right.
If it is a condominium that you're purchasing or a townhouse with a common element or a poddle, you're going to need to put in potentially a third condition.
Yes.
And that condition is a status certificate review. Basically, that condition in there gives the opportunity to your lawyer to review the status certificate.
Yeah.
In the status certificate, they talk about the reserve fund. So the monthly fee that you pay every month into the maintenance fees is held in within a condo corporation.
Yes.
And we need to make sure it's a healthy reserve fund, that it's managed properly. So the lawyer would make sure that it is managed properly, and that there's no lawsuits. There's nobody slipped and fell and is suing the condo corporation, and would give you the green light to go ahead.
But Tat, can I do that beforehand, before actually putting in an offer?
You can. So typically, our sellers, we request a status certificate well in advance before listing. So when our property goes to market and someone's interested, we can send them an email with that status certificate, and again, a lawyer can review it prior to offer date.
Right.
So it's definitely an option.
Right. So you can also get, you can prep a bank draft too. That's one of the things that we've always told our clients before. It positions yourself going into an offer, gives yourself a little bit of an advantage, because the seller already knows that, one, you're going to go in firm as well. You also have the deposit already done.
In hand, or a copy of it. So basically that means that if your offer gets accepted and you came in clean with a bank draft, the seller knows they've sold the house. The buyer knows they've purchased the house.
They can sleep well at night. You can sleep well. It's a done deal. Exactly.
100%.
Exactly. The other thing that we also can do, or that you can do, is actually increase your deposit. So typically we're looking at about 5% in order to put in a deposit. But let's say you're going up against 6, 7 different offers, maybe even 20 different offers. You
want to show you're serious.
And you also want to stand out on the table, right? So if the seller's taking a look at all these different offers and what's going to be beneficial and what's going to be right, the deposit, if you can increase it, it will also be a nice,
you'll be able to leverage.
Yeah, a little bit of a leverage, a little bit of a cherry on top, in order for the seller to actually your offer to stand out to the seller.
So when the seller is selling, typically 99.9% of the time, their motivation is price. Okay, so they want to get the most amount of money from their house.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, we've never had a seller say I want to sell low.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to maximize, right? So basically, going in strong, going in firm, giving the sellers, perhaps they purchase something and they have a specific closing date in mind, giving them the closing date, removing the conditions, coming in with a bank draft with a strong deposit will help you stand out against the crowd, against your competition.
100%.
We've noticed something lately. It hasn't happened too often, but it's really nice. It's a really nice element. I think the first time it happened to us was on Daphnia.
Yeah, it was an emotional touch.
It was an emotional touch.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So we've actually seen this in Toronto a lot, in the heart of Toronto. People are actually writing, or the buyers are writing personal letters, heartfelt, get the emotions going to the sellers. Talk about who you are, how much you love the house, why it's perfect for you. Really tug on those heartstrings in order to entice the seller to actually sell the property to you.
Guys, we've seen it happen and we've seen it work, and we know when it's genuine. We know when it's genuine. And again, if you're coming substantially lower, the letter won't help so much. But if you're neck and neck, and you have a personal story, and you want to connect with the seller, you have a beautiful family that's going to go to the school nearby, or your parents live nearby, or you grew up in the neighborhood, whatever it is, it's beautiful to share. So that's an added touch that we've seen.
And you don't have to be the strongest offer, right? It could just be you're in the right position.
Yeah.
You could be neck and neck, and then this letter comes out, and the seller, loves your situation and wants to sell it to you just simply because of the letter. So it's
Something
always
to
worth a
think
shot.
about.
Always worth a shot. Yes. And then the other thing is that sometimes as a buyer, you're actually getting priced out of the marketplace because, again, like Tatyana is saying, that let's say you're going in, you love a house, there's 6 or 7 offers, you don't win that offer or that house, that property, and then the next property in the same neighborhood goes up as well, and you're always caught behind the marketplace. So sometimes what you need to do is reduce the price that you're looking for, that you're searching for,
or
in
reduce
order
your
to
expectations, either maybe the neighborhood, the price, the size of the house.
Right. Yeah.
And just get in there.
Right.
The market.
So then that way that you're going to be able to compete and win that multiple offer situation.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. So we talked about the things to winning a multiple offer. So now we are going to talk about how to buy property before the offer date.
Yeah, you've fallen in love with a house and you know that there's an offer date coming, but you really want to actually
to
buy today. You've fallen in love with this house.
And you're like, Tatyana, like, I know you have kids, I know you have to go home, but buy me this house. I'm not waiting till Thursday. I don't want somebody else to have it. This is my house. I need it.
Right.
You need to buy it for me. We're going to do whatever it takes. Just get me the house. We don't want to miss on this opportunity.
So so what you can do is, again, it's called a bully offer. You can actually submit the offer beforehand, or get the agent to submit the offer beforehand, before the offer date. And you want to give.
You want to put your best foot forward.
Of course, you want to put your best foot forward, but you also want to give a little bit of no heads up to the other agent, because all offers have to be presented to the seller regardless. So giving a short window
will decrease the amount of time that other agents find out that you've put in an offer.
Right.
And it'll eliminate too many people putting in an offer at the same time.
Right. At the same time, it's going to also it's going to knock the sellers off of their feet a little bit, because they're not expecting that there's going to be an offer coming in. So
and it'll put pressure on them to make a shorter decision,
right?
Like in a shorter period of time,
right?
And again, your offer has to be strong. It has to be amazing. Typically, it'll work if the buyer is super motivated to purchase, and the seller gets the price and the terms that they are looking for.
Right.
So all the tricks to winning the multiple offer. So the removing the conditions, going in firm, providing a closing date that works for the sellers, or in favor of the sellers, will help give you a better shot at buying the house.
Right, and you want to submit the bully offer a few days before the actual offer presentation night, because if you want to submit it, let's say that in the daytime, and then they're collecting offers, let's say at 5 or 7 o'clock at night, the sellers will probably more likely actually just hold wait to see what's actually going to be happening during that day. So you really want to take advantage of the situation, put your best foot forward in there, and submit it beforehand.
And run with it.
Yeah.
You also have to accept the fact that you might be overpaying slightly for the property. The seller will say, this is what I want, and if I don't get this today, I'm going to wait for offer night. The advantage is that hopefully you're the only one putting in the offer, or there might be a few people, not as many as on the actual offer date.
Right.
And the advantage is that there's a good chance that you're going to buy the house that you really, really want.
You also want to give a short time frame, so the agent can provide in terms of irrevocable.
A smaller window.
Yeah, a smaller window. So that just means they have to make a decision on your offer as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So if you give them, 8 hours in order to have an irrevocable, they're going to have enough time in order to go and talk to the other agents that have come to see the property,
leverage
and allow them,
have more offers come in.
Right. So short time frame. Yeah, exactly. So that will those key elements will benefit you in terms of getting in that bully offer and actually winning the property.
100%. Let's go back. Let's take a little break. Let's say hi. Let's say hi to our friends, our viewers, some new people that we don't recognize, but welcome. If you guys have any real estate questions, we're here to answer them. Today our focus is on buyers. Hi Karina, how are you? The beautiful design in our house is done by Karina Briskin. She's watching right now. Thank you. We love you. I was going to give you a kiss. Thank you. Who else is there? Let's say hello. I see Dorit watching.
Dorit says hi, guys. Yes.
Elena, Natalie.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really do appreciate it. Okay, Tat, so let's say I can't find my dream house out there, on MLS, and I've been looking and looking, and there's really nothing because there's not a lot of properties on the marketplace. So is there anywhere else that I might be able to look for my dream home?
Yes. So right now, just to give you guys an idea, in Patterson, which is Thornhill Woods, Lubbock, Upper Thornhill Estates, Dufferin Hill, Eagle Hill, and Thornbury Woods. So the block between Highway 7 and Teston Road, which is Elgin Mills, Bathurst to the west side of Dufferin, there's roughly about 52, 53 homes on the market right now, which makes it a seller's market.
Yes.
It's very tough for buyers.
Yep.
So maybe the house that you want hasn't come out yet. What I can tell you, typically, right now we're in February, right? We're in a lockdown, but things are starting to open up.
Yes, thank God.
Yes. Cheers to that.
Yes, seriously.
Cheers to that. Okay. Who needs a break? So things are starting to open up. So we have a ton of sellers that are we're getting their homes ready right now as we speak. But there might be some homes that, sellers might not be too comfortable having people in, or they're thinking of selling, or it's not on MLS yet. So there's off-market exclusive listings that are available to us. So let's say you're very, very specific about what you're looking for.
Location.
We have a group. We have access to these exclusive listings, and we can also put an inquiry out, right, through our network of realtors that we have worked with in the past. So it's a great opportunity if you wanted, a property, but you haven't seen it out there.
Yeah.
We can definitely find it for you.
Yeah, it's always worth a check in order to see those avenues because, again, those aren't on the marketplace, and it's going to actually give you a little bit of an advantage if you can find a nice property. That there may not be, because it's not on MLS, you're not going to have multiple offers. Exactly.
Yeah. So you might be the only one. Hopefully you would, at that point, you would have time to do a proper home inspection, which we always recommend.
Yep.
And put in the financing conditions, so you'd have time for your mortgage broker or lender to give you a proper mortgage commitment and to have the property appraised.
It's like you're sneaking into the club through the kitchen, like you don't have to wait in line. Why don't you go and see if there's any other avenues that you might be able to find your dream home? So what about assignment sales?
So assignment sales are huge. Toronto is on fire again. So people are buying Toronto again. We're seeing multiple offers. We're seeing low days on the market. So the days of the condo market, being quiet is done. So if you are looking to buy in Toronto, I would hop in. I think it's hit its lowest point and prices are starting to come around again.
Yeah.
But there's still a huge window of opportunity to buy in.
Yeah, and all these they had all these condo projects that have already been sold.
Yeah.
And they're just waiting to be closed. And there's a lot of people that are trying to unload that property. So they're
it's actually the paperwork.
The paperwork they're trying to purchase, and which is what the assignment is. So there are opportunities to actually have a quick closing on a property and find a property down in Toronto, let's say, that is going to be a little bit more. It's a little bit easier in order to find.
And perhaps an opportunity in terms of the purchase price.
Right.
So we're just gonna leave things off with just giving you a heads up that we have a few exciting listings coming up. We have 2 amazing listings coming up in Thornhill Woods. We have a beautiful 2-car garage home on Hendel. Beautiful 5 bedrooms, which is rare to find.
Oh, yeah.
Finished
Plus
basement.
the one in the basement.
Yeah, with an in-law suite.
Yes.
We have a beautiful townhouse at Dufferin and Summeridge.
Yes.
8777 Dufferin Street, Unit 120. Beautiful end unit townhouse. Unit
42.
Unit 42.
There
yes.
you go.
Okay.
Yes.
We also have a listing coming out in Innisfil on Seasons. It's a brand new, cute house in a fantastic location in the heart of Innisfil. So that's going to be coming up in a few weeks.
Yep.
As well as a few listings in Newmarket, some modern townhomes. We have an end unit and a corner lot coming up right off the highway, right off the 404. So very, very exciting stuff coming out.
The market is hot, and plus we also have pre-construction projects as well that are going to be released everywhere from Toronto to up north to Bradford to East Gwillimbury, Holland Landing.
So first, you know what? While we're here, we should congratulate our buyers in Holland Landing. We've sold 3 lots there in the last week. So congratulations to the buyers for Holland Landing.
Very nice.
It's very, very hard to get into these projects. So
they sell it so quickly.
If you guys are looking for VIP access to these projects, let us know. Our next VIP access will be in a project in Bradford. It's going to be very, very hard. Very, very hot. But also hard to get into. And we have access to this one. So let us know if you guys are interested. There will be some townhomes and some detached homes as well.
There's always opportunities out there in terms of buying properties. So we're also available to help you out no matter what, either listing or buying. We know the market.
We know the market.
We know the market.
Guys, happy Valentine's Day. Happy upcoming Family Day.
Yes, feel the love with your family, with your spouses, with your partner. It's a special time, and we look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to doing possibly another one of these.
100%. And special thanks to our children that are awake, well, 2 out of 3 that are upstairs, that stayed upstairs. So high five to that.
Yeah, yes. Parenting, hashtag parenting. I'll cheers to that. Anyways, guys, have a great evening. Thank you very much.
Say bye to some friends. Let's see.
We can. Nina and Cheryl. Yosif Rovich was watching us. Guys, thank you so much.
Keswick.
Yes. And happy Valentine's Day to Paul as well. Guys, have a great night. Cheers.
So, Ilya just wrote the release in Bradford will be on March 3rd. March 3rd will be the release in Bradford.
If you're interested, give us a call. We'll give you all the details.
We'll give you the details, and we'll get you onto our VIP list.
Yep. Anyways, guys, have a great night. We'll talk soon. Take care.
Night.